In 1816, the world slipped into a strange, unsettling twilight that felt eerie and mysterious. Across Europe, people looked up and saw not the familiar blue of summer, but a heavy shroud of ash that dimmed the sun and chilled the air. The season that should have brought warmth instead delivered frost, storms, and a sense of dread. It was a summer without a single ray of sunshine. Some people were even whispering it was a sign of the end times. In the shadows, something incredible was brewing, ready to become a whole new myth. The cause of this global gloom was thousands of miles away. Just a year earlier, Mount Tambora erupted like never before, blasting billions of tons of ash into the sky and plunging the earth into a chilling volcanic winter. Skies turned a strange copper at noon. Crops failed and famine spread across continents. The world felt unmoored, as if nature itself had slipped into a nightmare. For many, the darkness brought fear. But for others, it brought a restless energy, a sense that the world was changing, that old certainties were dissolving. It felt like the whole world turned into a Gothic stage, just waiting for its players to step in and shine. On the storm-lashed shores of Lake Geneva, 4 young travelers sought refuge from the relentless rain. Lord Byron, already quite the character, had rented the spooky Villa Diodati. It was the perfect spot for some wild stories and unforgettable nights. With him came Percy B. Shelley, a poet of fierce idealism. Mary Godwin, not yet 19, thoughtful and intense. And John Polidori, Byron's ambitious physician. They were brilliant, volatile, and trapped together by a storm that refused to end. Inside the villa, the atmosphere was electric. Thunder rolled across the lake like distant cannon fire. The group read ghost stories aloud, their voices rising and falling with the storm. They sat around, debating everything from philosophy to science and what we really know about life. They spoke of galvanism, the strange experiments that made dead limbs twitch with artificial life. And as the nights grew darker, their conversations grew bolder. It was during one of these nights that Byron, with a spark of mischief, proposed a challenge. Each of them would write a ghost story, a spine-tingling tale to chill your blood. Shelley and Polidori jumped right in, but Mary just stayed quiet. She wanted a story that mattered, one that would strike at the heart of human fear, but inspiration eluded her. Days passed. The storm did not. Mary walked the halls at night, listening to the wind claw at the shutters. She wondered what it meant to create life and what it meant to lose control of it. Ideas swirled around her, but none took shape until one night when the boundary between dream and waking dissolved. In her sleep, Mary saw a vision. She saw a dim, forsaken laboratory. She saw a man, gaunt and trembling, leaning over a lifeless form. She saw the instruments of forbidden science gleaming like the teeth of some mechanical beast. And then she saw it, the moment when the spark of life crossed the threshold of death. The creature's chest rose, its eyes opened, its limbs convulsed. And the creator, horrified by what he had unleashed, recoiled in fear. Mary awoke in terror, but beneath the fear was clarity. She had found her story. She began to write, her pen moving as if guided by the storm itself. She wrote of Victor Frankenstein, a brilliant young scientist consumed by ambition. She wrote of the creature, born innocent, yearning for connection, yet cast out because of his monstrous form. She wrote of loneliness, responsibility, and the terrible consequences of playing God. Her tale was not merely a ghost story. It was a mirror held up to an age trembling before the power of science. When Frankenstein was published 2 years later, the world was unprepared. But the creature walked forward regardless, step by step, decade after decade. He crossed borders and languages, moving from the page to the stage, and then into cinema, where Boris Karloff's haunting portrayal etched his image into our collective imagination. He has followed humanity into the modern era, where questions of artificial life and genetic engineering echo the fears Mary Shelley first articulated. Today, more than 2 centuries later, the creature still walks beside us. He is the embodiment of our deepest anxieties. The fear of creating something we cannot control, the fear of being rejected, the fear of becoming a monster. And he is a persistent reminder of the responsibility that comes with creation. To think it all began on a storm-ridden night in a villa overlooking a restless lake. In that darkness of thunder and imagination, a myth was born. And even now, when the sky grows black, one can almost hear a distant echo, the voice of the creature calling out to his maker. Why did you abandon me? If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like it, to subscribe the channel and to comment below. Thanks you.